Remote work feels like a dream. No traffic, no fluorescent lights. You wake up, sit down at your own desk, and do the thing you love. But freedom without structure is a trap. That same flexibility can slowly pull you into burnout, anxiety, and a dangerous cycle of overwork masked as passion. If you're a concept artist or any kind of creative, the line between what you do for love and what you do for survival can vanish if you are not fiercely intentional. So let's break that down. It usually begins with excitement. You've got total control. You can draw in sweatpants, listen to whatever you want, and never sit in another meeting room again. But what people don't talk about is how your workspace begins to infect your resting space. That desk you used to love starts to feel like a trap. You glance over during dinner and feel guilty for not working. A message pings on Slack at 9:30 p.m., and your brain clicks right back into work mode. Your time stops being your own. Your creativity, once your sanctuary, starts to feel like a chore. This is why boundaries are not optional. They are your armor. Set fixed working hours, even if you are freelancing and no one is watching. If 10 to 6 is your window, treat it as sacred. Start on time. End on time. Use alarms if you have to. Turn off your notifications after hours. Create a ritual that signals to your brain, work is done. You also need real breaks, not screen swaps. Don't take your lunch while watching YouTube tutorials or scrolling through reference boards. Walk, go outside, feel the sun. If it's cloudy, it doesn't matter. Move your body. Let sunlight hit your face. The creative mind thrives on contrast, effort, then rest. Your brain needs space to make connections. Some of your best ideas won't come at your desk. They'll come while you're watching clouds drift by or stirring pasta. Physical space matters too. Try not to work where you relax. If you can, have a dedicated workstation. Even if it means you live in a studio apartment where all rooms are just one room and you need a divider. Even a small corner can be enough if it's clearly defined. When your brain associates the same space with both intense focus and downtime, it struggles to relax. Your nervous system never fully powers down. And here's something most people overlook: digital separation. If you use the same apps, screens, and devices for everything, you're creating mental chaos. Have a browser profile just for work. Use a different desktop wallpaper for personal time. Log out of work email after hours. These small cues tell your brain what mode you're in. Without them, the lines blur, and you stay stuck in a half-working, half-resting fog. Another huge factor: energy awareness. Time management is old school. The new game is energy management. Are you mentally sharp in the mornings? Then do your hardest work then. Sketching, problem solving, design iteration. Use the afternoon for emails, file sorting, or less demanding tasks. Pay attention to your rhythm and structure your day around it. You'll get more done and feel less drained. If you're freelancing, you're not just an artist, you're also your own project manager. You're your own marketing team and customer service rep. The mental juggling act will drain you unless you batch your work. Try dedicating one day to business tasks, another to client projects, and another to personal work. Or block out your mornings for creative output and afternoons for admin. The point is to avoid switching tasks every 15 minutes. It destroys focus. If you're working full-time remotely, don't underestimate how easily you can slide into overcommunication. The pressure to always be visible, always available, creates a nonstop tension. Set status messages. Block off focus time in your calendar. Respond thoughtfully, not instantly. Being reachable is not the same as being present. Protect your deep work. And let's talk about the power of non-art hobbies. You need outlets that don't involve critique, comparison, and performance. Go hiking. Learn to cook. Tinker. Garden. These aren't distractions. They're vital inputs. They reconnect you to the world, to your senses, to the slow pace of life that creativity actually feeds on. What's the irony? Doing things just for fun, which will often replenish your creative well-being faster than any tutorial or art challenge. Recovery isn't something you earn after burnout. It's something you practice daily to avoid it. Build rituals. End your day with a shutdown routine. Tidy your desk. Jot down tomorrow's goals. Close your laptop. Signal to your mind and body, you're off the clock. Sleep becomes deeper. Your mornings become clearer. Let's take a deeper look at the psychological toll of remote work on artists in the game and film industry. One of the most profound effects is isolation. Artists thrive on feedback loops, critique, studio banter, human contact that stirs ideas, sparks momentum, and keeps the work from feeling like it's being made in a vacuum. Because without it, self-doubt creeps in. You begin to second-guess your instincts. You overwork pieces, not because they're unfinished, but because no one's there to say, "This is good, move on." There's also the erosion of identity. When you're at a studio, your role is defined. You're the creature designer, the environment painter, the mad artist. You show up, you contribute. You're part of the larger machine. But when you're remote, especially as a freelancer, you're untethered. It's easy to spiral into imposter syndrome. You start wondering, am I doing enough? Am I falling behind? Does anyone even know I exist anymore? Even worse, when every day looks the same, time begins to blur. Milestones become hazy. There's no coffee run with coworkers to break up the day. No fun lunch breaks. No collective celebration when a sprint wraps. You lose that rhythm of pressure and release. Instead, it's just one endless to-do list, dripping into your evenings and weekends, until you find yourself exhausted and disconnected from the very work you used to love. Over time, these effects can compound into anxiety, depression, and creative paralysis. Not because you're weak, but because your environment lacks the psychological structure to support you. We need mirrors to grow, and remote work, when done without intentional systems, removes many of those mirrors. The myth is that you need to be constantly grinding to improve. But progress in art, or any career for that matter, comes from sustainability. Show up consistently, but not at the cost of your health. You don't need to sacrifice your evenings. You don't need to sacrifice your relationships or your sanity to grow. In fact, Protecting those things will make your work more powerful. Remote work is a blank canvas. What you paint on it depends on your habits. It depends on your mindset and your willingness to design a life that supports, not drains, your creativity. Work-life balance isn't a destination. It's a daily negotiation between who you are, what you need, and what you want to create. You don't need permission to rest. You don't need to earn your peace. Set your rules, honor your rhythms, and remember that stepping away from the screen is not quitting, it's preparing. Because the more whole and grounded you are, the more visionary your work will become. So let me give you an example of my own routine, and maybe those of you listening out there can mirror this, or maybe it can give you an idea. So I'm one of the crazy ones that wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I have my 2 children every other week, and I wake up at 5 regardless. I have them out the door at about 7 a.m. Take them to daycare, school. Both of them are about to be in kindergarten and second grade, which is crazy to even think about. But the first thing that I do in the morning, regardless if I have them during the day or not, is I go to the gym. Because for me, the gym has always been my sanctuary. I've been through a lot. I've been laid off. I've lost gigs. And I've been scared that I wouldn't be able to pay bills during certain months. Everybody's been there. Every single person. The gym has always helped ground me. And also walking. So without sounding like a dad to you all, I'm just telling you this because we all need that extra release, and we all need that one thing we can trust to go to that's healthy for us. Walking is another big thing. And then I would like to add that changing your diet really does change your mindset. Treat yourselves well, everybody. If you're working remotely and you turn your head and you see your refrigerator, quit snacking. Quit eating crap, or you're going to feel like crap. You're going to be tired all the time, and being tired means you're not going to perform the way you should, especially if you have a lot of deadlines and a very busy day. Now, when I get back from the gym, I make sure to eat breakfast. I personally don't eat breakfast before the gym because it will mess up my routine of lifting and I'll feel sluggish. So when I come back, I eat breakfast and then I get on with my day. Now, the great thing about remote work is that you do set your own hours. But you have to make sure that no matter when you work, that you will finish all of your tasks that you're given for that day and for the milestones for that matter. So I'm not the type of person that likes to sit and do all of my work in one sitting. One, my legs hurt, so I need to stand up. I'm the type of person that needs to move. I'm not a rock. I can't sit there forever. So typically I'll work about 20 to 30 minutes in one sitting, stand up, move around, make some tea, and if I do snack, I make sure that what I'm putting in my food will cause zero guilt at any time during the day. Now this is going to sound kind of weird, but when you fast, those of you that know what fasting is, you actually perform better because your body is more alert. Your body is not trying to metabolize anything. It's trying to focus on the task at hand. So don't starve yourself while working, but don't stuff your face either. Like I said before, diet is huge. If the weather's nice out, I'll go take a walk around noon, maybe 1 o'clock. But regardless of what the weather's like, I get up and I try to at least have the sunlight hit my face. Breathe in the air. If it's a nice breeze and you're not going outside, I open the window. Now, I'm lucky in that my desk is right next to my living room window. So I can feel that nice breeze during the day and just smell fresh cut grass. And it being summertime right now, you can smell the earth. You can smell the leaves, and it's really pleasant. After that, I get back to work. And I like to make sure that I get a good solid hour to 2 hours straight after noon. What this does is it allows me to know that during the middle of the day, which is probably the hardest for everybody, we suffer from that, midday crisis. We need the caffeine at that time. Oh no, we skipped lunch. What are we going to do? I'm going to starve myself until 5 p.m. and lunch, and then I got to go cook for kids, and it could be daunting. So just make sure you have the snacks ready that are healthy. For me, I actually like taking a handful of almonds or a handful of peanuts, something that can give me protein and will curb the hunger. And to go even further, and this actually works, just a simple teaspoon of almond butter. It does wonders. Those of you that have never had it before, try it. It works. And then between 2 to 3, or maybe 2 p.m. to about 4:30, I'll start wrapping the day up. I run a Discord because of my YouTube channel, but also my creature design mentorship, as well as just having the community in general. And I like to make sure that I answer as many messages as I can. So this is the admin part of the day. I'll answer emails that I didn't quite get to early in the morning. And this entire time, which I know it's hard, but it works, I keep my phone away from my eyesight. And I turn the chime sounds down if I get a text message, if somebody, responds on Facebook or whatever app could be open. This really helps. That's my ritual. Is it flexible? Yes. Sometimes I'll switch it up. Psychologically, I cannot stand not getting to the gym by 9 a.m. If it's 9 a.m., I don't go because it kind of ruins my routine. Let this be a reminder. You don't have to hustle harder. You just have to live smarter. Thanks, everybody. Comment below if you enjoyed this and tell us what you're going through. Till next time, peace out.